in various,
Yeah.
and 6 years in special education. And,
Oh, okay.
And then I was able to transfer into this room here.
Oh, this is neat. This would be a great way to spend your day. Ready?
Absolutely.
We were talking about one of the things being that they're concerned about Duluth's 8th graders' test scores in math and in reading, and that's why they're kind of wanting maybe to refocus on more core subjects. Now, you were saying something very interesting, that in your class here, there's a lot of math, let's say, and reading that's taught to people.
In this particular class, what we have is an opportunity for kids to use the knowledge that they've learned in their core classes in areas of reading, technical reading, and the opportunity to apply some of their math skills on research questions. And what it does is it gives the kids an opportunity to use these skills for discovering up to, in this particular class, 16 areas of technology that are out in the world today.
Do you think it makes it easier for them to learn then when they go back into their math class because they've used some of those applications here?
Well, hopefully what they do is they when they see it, they go, oh, I know when I use this, can I please, I need more, and then they strive to understand it so that they can reapply it when they either come back into this class or in the future.
Okay, that's great. Okay. The test scores for the 8th graders is one of the things that they really wanted to improve on. You taught some of these 8th graders. What's your feel on that? I mean, are you teaching them what you're supposed to be teaching them? It's just, do you think they need more time? And what do you think is one of the reasons they're not doing as great as they should?
Well, I think they're doing a fine job. This test is a basic skills test that they need to pass by the time they're seniors. And to have 60% of our students pass the test as 8th graders shows that those students are picking up the basics at an earlier age than they really are expected to. I think that the test tests a lot of application, and what has been focused on in the elementary school and partially through middle school is the procedures that you need to do to solve problems, and not so much the problem solving itself. And so I think that students need more time in the elementary school on problem solving, less time on procedures. If they're being tested on problem solving, that's where the emphasis should be.
Like, let's say a story problem as opposed to the associate principle of algebra or whatever.
Right, or adding and subtracting fractions. I think those things are important for students to learn, but if they're being tested on problem solving, they should be spending more time on problem solving. And as a math teacher, national math standards are being implemented, but it takes time. And as they are implemented more in the elementary school, I think these students will be achieving higher scores.
Do you go ahead.
It's also, a matter of different kinds of students. Some students grasp concepts at a slower pace than others. So if we're reaching 60% of our students by the time they're in 8th grade, I think that's good.
So are you comfortable with the way things are right now?
I think things are going fine. It just is going to take time for the whole process of the testing, to move along so that more students will be successful earlier.
What do you think about integrating, like we talked to Dave down in the Synergistics lab, and he says he uses like general math principles in his class, and I thought, well, that's a good idea, because what they learn in here, then they can take over there and relearn in something like more than just a textbook setting.
Right. I think integrating is a really good way to go, but teachers need time to be able to discuss, what are you teaching? How can I emphasize that in my classroom? And so far we haven't had enough time in our school day to talk about integration process and how we might emphasize different things in our classroom that other teachers are doing. And that's part of the middle school concept, is being able to give teachers that common planning time that they can do that.
Do you think that's something that might happen soon, getting together and talking, being able to talk teacher-to-teacher conferences?
Well, as we move toward the middle school, we're hoping that the common planning time will be implemented. I think here at Lincoln, we have talked extensively about that as incorporating that into our school day next year, so that we can do more integrating. And I think that's really where students really grasp a lot more concepts, is when they can see it applied in different areas.
Yeah, that makes sense. All righty.
Yep.
Ready? Okay, how would your class be affected if, more of the back to basics kind of curriculum is applied in Duluth?
Well, I think it would hurt the whole music program all around because we meet every day right now, 5 times a week. With the new schedule, it would drastically affect their performance because they only would meet 3 days out of the 5 or 2 out of the 5, and that would hurt the whole music program throughout the whole state.
Wynton Marsalis did one of those the more you know public service announcements about how learning math helped him in music. Do you think music helps people in math and other subjects as well?
Yes, I think there's been a lot of research and studies that prove that too, and a lot of the kids that are in math and the advanced math and English, they're all in band or orchestra or choir too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
Thanks again.
Thanks for coming by. That's
Thank
great.
you for. I guess the first question I have is, how would the changes they're talking about, going back to basic kind of thing, how would that affect FIAD exactly?
Going back to the basics?
Yeah, would it wouldn't be required, or what are they talking about with physical
Oh, you mean to
education?
stay the way we have been for us
Yeah, what are
in
they
education?
talking about? They're talking about changes for physical education, and I'm just curious.
The changes at Lincoln that we're looking at would be to integrate both our health and physical education program so that we can take knowledge of cardiovascular endurance, teach it in the health class, and then bring it into the gymnasium so they know what training heart rate means, so that they know what cardiovascular endurance is all about and how to attain it.
What would be a good example for swimming, say?
For swimming, we do lap swims, 25-minute lap swim. Kids, hopefully, when we buy the polar watches that the district is trying to buy, the kids can put these polar watches on. and they can keep track of their own heart rate and see when they achieve the training heart rate, and we can put it, document it, get data so that they know where they stand.
Do you think that as an educator and as a parent, do you think the district's in the right direction questioning whether or not the kids are learning the basics, or do you think they're off focus? What do you think about this whole, time on task, back to basics thing that they were talking about last night?
I think the basics are there, and they've always been there. Yes, we can do things differently. We can always look at improving, but we are trying to achieve the basics right now, plus add to it right now. And I think by looking at a middle school curriculum for middle school, it is going to be able to integrate subjects together and have the students achieve an application knowledge.
Excellent. That's great.